Hello there, my name is Josh McFraggle, transformative media creator and current progressive pope. I'd like to share with you today the current thinking of one of my chief acolytes, Bob Chipman, Movie Bob. You will remember from the conclave that elected me pope, Robert was one of the forerunners for the job and is a marvellous example of a fighter for progressive ideals. But I don't just want to share his words, oh no, so prepare for a delightful surprise.
Yeah, this is happening.
It is indeed, Robert. It is indeed. Do you mind if I read your current thoughts on the issue of freedom of speech?
Let's do it.
Terrific. Young Robert here penned quite the treatise on his Twitter recently, where he said the following: that college kids no longer value free speech data is getting shared around is disturbing, but the blame is being wrongly assigned. If you want to blame anyone for a generation, allegedly, not respecting free speech, blame the bigots and the haters who co-opted it. These kids have grown mainly hearing free speech as an impotent bellow from the self-justifying bullies. What are they supposed to think? Now let's unpack this, shall we? There is currently a lot of thinking that many young, educated, privileged people today are opposed to freedom of expression. This is largely due to the fact that the scary, mean world is making them feel unsafe. This is of course a fantastic outcome. We have spent many years teaching children how dangerous wrong-think is, and the education system has done a marvellous job in instilling their fear of everything.
Now that is a reason to show up at school.
Yes, thank you, Robbie. It is a deeply unpopular position to oppose free expression on the grounds that people do not like bowing to authoritarian control. Sadly, they don't understand how glorious their lives would be under the control of the mighty Sock-Jus. As such, we can't combat the majority of adults who relish their rights to speak their mind. We need to ensure that the up-and-coming generation looks to authority to protect them from the ideologically unpure. One great way to do this is to claim that people can't be trusted, as when they do say something, what they want to say is the wrong thing, and we, as the righteous chosen few, must guide them and police their language. This would mean that the most educated and influential young people would look for guidance and leadership. Leadership I and the rest of the clergy at the Social Justiticon are willing to provide.
Imagine what kind of world that could be.
Now, of course, this is not going to fly with everyone, and we need to include methods to allow us to correct aberrant words. And what Robert here has come up with is perfect for use to address this matter. We reframe free speech as a negative because it allows vile, evil shitlords to speak. The first step is to convince people that the words are in fact harmful violence against women and minorities. It does no good to hold the old adage that freedom to express your opinion is good, and this includes expressions we do not like. What do you think, Robert? Should we use this method to ensure the wrong people become social pariahs with no recourse but to capitulate in fear of having their lives destroyed?
Make it happen.
Indeed. And how do you propose we respond to anyone who questions this?
Duh!
Haha, very good. That will do nicely. Typing fart on social media is so yesterday's method. Do you have anything you'd like to share to the good people about this method and its benefits to our new, more model society?
I'm having fun just messing around with it, but I can't wait to see what kind of stuff comes out of the minds of really dedicated users, especially the especially young and especially creative.
Well said, Bobby. Well said. When we are finished, I shall read you a bedtime story. It is through the work of righteous folks like Robert here that our glorious future will be realized. We need to engage with the young, mold them, shape them, and fill them with the kind of revilement for thought crime that they would gladly turn on their own shitlord parents if they dare to speak out of turn with the prevailing social justice pronouncements. Now remember, my special snowflakes, if you see someone say something you dislike, you aren't attacking their free expression. You are ensuring that they do not harm others with their harmful words. It is an important distinction and one you need to make. Go forth, demand everyone conform to our language standards, and remember, tolerance does not apply to people you need to try to tolerate.
In accordance with the principles of doublethink, it does not matter if the war is not real, or when it is that victory is not possible. The war is not meant to be won. It is meant to be continuous. The essential act of modern warfare is the destruction of the produce of human labor. A hierarchical society is only possible on the basis of poverty and ignorance. In principle, the war effort is always planned to keep society on the brink of starvation. The war is waged by the ruling group against its own subjects, and its object is not victory over Eurasia or Eastasia, but to keep the very structure of society intact.
Duh.